For the last 3 months, we've been slowly exploring Guatemala from our cabin outside of Antigua, using it as our home base while embarking on adventures in Antigua and the surrounding areas. We've hiked multiple volcanoes, explored towns and cities both on foot and by bike, and of course, filled our stomachs with the local cuisine whenever possible. Now that we've had our fill of this part of Guatemala, it's time we move on to other parts of this country that have been calling to us, starting with the most famous lake in Guatemala and perhaps all of Central America, Lake Atitlan. In today's video, we'll be leaving the cabin behind and making the breathtaking drive to Lake Atitlan, a journey that would not be complete without an unexpected run-in with police.
It's always a bit kind of scary to get pulled over by police in any country, especially in a foreign country, when you're thousands and thousands of miles away from home.
We'll show you around our new slice of paradise at the lake, give you a glimpse into what our life looks like here, and hike up to the best viewpoint in Lake Atitlan in the pitch black to remind ourselves why the Guatemalan outdoor experience is unmatched.
This place, Guatemala has everything. Like, it's so cool here.
Even though it was a 3 a.m. wake up, this has been so worth it.
So worth it. One of the major downsides of being a traveler is that when you fall in absolute love with places like we have here at our cabin in Guatemala, you do eventually have to leave. But thankfully today, we're off to a super cool part of Guatemala, a place that we've been really excited to explore. So, I mean, at least we have the call of the rest of Guatemala, and in this case, Lake Atitlan, to help us, thank you, get out of here and not be too sad about it.
It is really bittersweet though, because we spent 3 months here, and I feel like we could stay here forever, but I also know that there's so much more of Guatemala that we need to see. So this is the hard part about being a traveler, is that knowing that you always have to kind of keep moving on.
Mostly I'm just sad for Evie because she loves this yard. Today's drive is only 130 kilometers. Google says that should take us about 3 hours, but the couple of locals that we've spoken to about this journey from here to Lake Atitlan have said to budget more like 4 or 5 hours. And I think that's just because of the roads. I think the roads will get kind of tight and narrow and windy the closer to the lake that we get. And Miko and I have actually chosen to stay at a part of the lake that's a little bit farther away than most people's kind of first destination in Lake Atitlan. Lake Atitlan is a massive lake, like really, really big. And the main, I guess, city or town that's there is called Panajachel. Most people, when they go and visit Lake Atitlan, they go to Panajachel first, and then they take a boat from there to wherever they want to stay on the lake. But because we have our own car and a ton of stuff, we are actually driving all the way to our Airbnb location, which is nearby a town called San Marcos. So it's a bit of a longer journey, I think, for us today. But hopefully it doesn't take all day because we got out a little later than we hoped. So we have about 5 hours, 6 hours of sunshine, I guess. So hopefully this is a totally problem-free drive.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Of course.
Is that us?
That's us. Dang it. We just got pulled over by the cops. We're like 20 minutes into this drive. Dang, I thought he was gonna let us go past, but I think he saw our foreign plates and pulled us over. Shoot. Want your documents?
Yeah. Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
¿Usted hay tarjeta de circulación del país?
What do you say?
I think the vehicle, like the...
Ustedes no son de acá, ¿verdad?
Lo siento.
Hablo un poco español.
Is that one from here?
Oh no, this is the
that's
Benercito,
Mexico.
sorry. Oh. There we
There we go. We should probably get rid of Mexico documents so that we're not confusing ourselves.
What is this document?
We can like archive our paper documents.
Shit, yeah.
Sí, Canada. Buen día.
I left my passport inside
Your backpack?
back in a backpack, yeah.
Estamos todo bien.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Okay, hasta luego. Well, that was the first police stop of the day. I don't know if we're gonna get any more, but it went off without a hitch.
Yeah, it's always a bit kind of scary to get pulled over by police in any country, especially in a foreign country, when you're thousands and thousands of miles away from home.
Honestly, in some ways, I'm glad that it happened early on in this drive because now I know like we have the right documentation with us and we're all good to go. Like we have what we need for a traffic stop. So awesome. I also just want to say, if you have been following this journey from like when we left Canada and started this drive months ago, I don't know about you, but I think Evie has come so far. When we were at that police stop right now, like she just chilled through the whole thing. She didn't care at all. 2 different men came to the window and she's like, yeah, you guys got this. I trust you. It's fine. And if you watched our video, when we first left the States and entered Canada or entered Mexico,
oh my
she
gosh.
lost her mind. I know, baby. At the border, she lost her mind, and then we had some kids come up and try and like wash the car a few times, and she's barking. No, we don't want it. We don't want it, buddy. No. Evie, no, thank you. And obviously, like, that's just, I think it's because that never happened in Canada. She wasn't exposed to that. But over the last, like, almost year now of doing this travel life, she's like, oh yeah, people just come to the window, it's fine. I'm so proud of her.
She definitely is settling into a groove for being a travel dog.
I know.
Living on the road.
I'm so proud of her. She's come so far.
Well, it took a little while, but I think we might have found a place for lunch. And it was just before the turnoff where I think the roads are gonna get really windy and then there's gonna be no food in sight, so I'm glad we found something now. Also, I'm starving.
All right, it was so interesting. We were having a hard time finding a restaurant, and then all of a sudden, all the restaurants turned into Chinese food. So I got chow mein for lunch. Like, this is the last thing I expected here.
But she got chow mein, I got fried chicken. It's a good day.
Both of us are happy.
Both of us are happy.
And we're eating on the side of the road, so whatever. It's a good day. Not the best chow mein I've had, but also certainly not the worst. We only paid 91 quetzales for both our meals and a pot each, so I mean, price-wise, you can't beat it.
Smokes!
Oh my gosh. First views of Ligatitlan. Oh my
gosh, the
road. It's so beautiful. Okay.
Wow. So we heard about this road like not even, what, a week ago?
Yeah, well, yeah, from our guide, a week or 2 ago. Joel, he told us that he was like, oh, you're gonna like drive to San Marcos, you're gonna do the 17-point turn road. And we were like, what are you talking about? And he told us about this gorgeous road, but holy smokes, man.
This is incredible, though.
So beautiful.
I have never seen anything like this.
But I'm so glad to be in this like small-ish car and not a giant vehicle. Also, I'm so grateful that a few weeks ago we had a full inspection done on the car, and I know the brakes are good because this is kind of scary.
You're doing great, hon.
Thanks, love.
They get tighter. See on the
possible.
road.
I have seen very similar footage of a road that looks like this in Vietnam, and it's a place I've always wanted to visit because it just looks so beautiful. And then to find out it was here in Guatemala all along was like, what? So cool. What do you think, Evie? So beautiful? Just sleeping.
So bored.
There's the rock on the left.
Oh, wow.
And there's the parking. And there's Juan, maybe. Bye. Perfect. How do you feel about parking here?
I think we just have to park here.
Yep.
All right. We're here. We made it.
We're here. Oh, there's a lot of steps up to our Airbnb, so I think we're gonna get ourselves sorted, and then once we're settled in, we'll bring you guys up with us and show you around. I don't even know where to begin to show you around this property. This place is so beautiful. This little Airbnb has the most incredible view of 3 different volcanoes behind me. We're perched up on a hill. We had to walk up a little ways, and Miko was actually just ferrying all of our stuff up here still. So it's a little bit of a hike, but honestly it wasn't bad. And it is so worth it for us to be able to see these 3 volcanoes from where we're staying. So we have this small little lawn, which of course is excellent with Evie. There's a small plunge pool here, which is like mind-blowing that we have our own little pool. And then a little sun deck, I'm gonna call this, just like a little outcrop that we can sit on and enjoy the epic views of the volcanoes. So the inside is, I guess, fairly small, but definitely big enough for us. We've got a little dining room table and like a corner chair here, so there's actually a lot of seating. We've got this beautiful big window, so as we're sitting here during the days and getting some work done, we get the views of the volcanoes in front of us. And then the bedroom, oh, I'm so excited about the bedroom. The magic of this bedroom is that the views, literally when you wake up in the morning from the bed, that's the view. How incredible is that? This honestly might be my favorite part of this whole property. The washroom is separate, which you might think, oh, separate washroom, that's not great. But honestly, how cool is this? I love that they made the wall looking out from the washroom like a half wall, so you can just sit there and take your time and just take in the volcanoes. I just walked them around and showed them everything.
Oh yeah, so nice. You just have to go up 90 steps. I do wish, I do miss loading and unloading the car from the last place.
Yeah, right at the house.
5 steps to the door.
Yeah, but
a bit more.
We didn't see 3 volcanoes.
No.
We didn't have a pool, and we didn't have an outdoor toilet staring at the volcano. I was really sad this morning to be leaving our little like cabin in the woods that we just have come to love. But I gotta say, if you gotta leave the beautiful cabin in the woods for anywhere, this is where I'd want to leave it for.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay guys, we are gonna finish unloading, get ourselves organized here, and then we will catch you guys again soon to explore more of the Lake Atitlan area. Our original plans for this video was actually going to be to get to Lake Atitlan and immediately jump into some big activity here and share that with you guys in this video, but we've actually been here for a couple of days because it has been raining a lot the last few days, so we really couldn't go out and do much. We ended up staying inside and just working during the day, and over the course of the last couple of days doing that, we've just realized how beautiful this place is. And it made us change our minds on like what we wanted to film for you guys, and we really wanted to show you this part of Lake Atitlan. We'll show you the activities as well, because there's so many cool things to do here, and we're gonna go do all those cool things. But being here at this Airbnb and just, I mean, working for us, but also just kind of resting and recuperating, hanging out with Evie, it has been honestly so magical.
We actually ended up extending our stay from, I think we started off with a week and now we're like 2.5 weeks. This always happens. It's happening a lot in Guatemala. Done breakfast and now it's time to sleep again.
I feel like this is again one of those places where she just doesn't realize how lucky she is or how beautiful this place is.
Yeah.
Oh, do you see the volcano?
I
see a bird.
She hears some dogs barking in the distance.
Yeah, quiet. There are quite a lot of dogs around here, barking in the morning time. And then Evie is one of them. The weather so far today actually looks really quite good. So I think what we're gonna do is actually go to town soon and show you guys around town and go and look at town ourselves. But before we do that, we really need to get a little bit of work done here. And we realized this is just a part of our lives that I feel like you're in my spot. I feel like we never get to show you guys. Yeah, but I mean, truly, like, we actually spend a ton of time sitting in front of computers, doing our editing for YouTube, doing all the work that, you know, it takes to keep up a YouTube channel. And that really is like 90% of our life. And we don't usually get to share that with you. But this is such a beautiful place to work.
Here's a view from my angle.
Yeah.
A little bit of travel planning happening here. Because we don't really know where we're going to next after this.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
And then the volcanoes are over there, which is kind of hard to see.
Yeah, they're pretty like hard to see today, but hopefully we get a clear day soon and we can really see them well while we're sitting here. But I just love it. I just like sitting doing work and I'm like, oh, just casually a couple volcanoes over there.
We've had some like nice like sunny periods, and we've actually sat outside
Yeah.
to just have our little meetings and
To get some work done, yeah. I'm so happy with the part of the lake that we chose to stay on because I almost booked us a spot in the most popular town here, which is called San Pedro. And I'm so glad I didn't because it's on the other side and we wouldn't have had these views. As we traverse across these puddles, I think this is a great opportunity to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, which is Vessi. You've heard us talk about Vessi before. Vessi is a Canadian-based shoe company. They make 100% waterproof shoes, and they are what we've been using to travel in for the past maybe year or so now. And we absolutely love them because they're such a versatile shoe. Like right now, I am wearing, I think these are the Boardwalk slip-ons, and I love them for like just going into town like we're doing today. Miko has on his, what do you have on? Stormburst, he said. He's got on his Stormburst and he's used his Stormburst for all kinds of activities. I know a week or two ago he was using it to climb a volcano, and now we're just going to town in it. And of course, if it rains on us while we're in town, we know that our feet are going to stay dry, our socks are going to stay dry thanks to our waterproof shoes. These shoes are really, really comfortable and so easy to use for travel because they pack really well. So if you're looking for an amazing travel shoe, we highly recommend you check out the link below to Vessi. And once again, thank you so much to Vessi for sponsoring this video, partnering with us, and keeping our socks dry as we travel through Central America in rainy season. Welcome to San Marcos. This town is about a 20-minute walk from our Airbnb. We're kind of in between two towns, but we hear that this is the bigger, more developed one, so we wanted to come check it out. So far I see street dogs and fruit vendors, and perhaps in front of me, is that a public like gym?
it looks like it. I absolutely really love visiting these like small towns. Even though I know this is still pretty kind of a touristy town in like Atitlan, it's really nice to visit areas that I feel like is really for the locals and made only for the locals. Because I feel like it really helps immerse you into the culture a bit more and understand what the way of life is like here in small town Guatemala.
Hola.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Se llama Ibi. Ibi.
Es un colocho.
Huh?
Es un colocho, pero.
Gracias.
Come up here, Ibi. Ibi,
Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi?
Up, up.
Oh, good girl. Hey, you make
¿Cuál
a
es tu
friend?
nombre?
Easy.
Easy? Me llama
Es tuyo.
Miko.
Nico.
Okay.
Okay, hasta luego.
There you go. So this is the main street now that heads down to the Embarcadero, and it's the street where you see most shops and restaurants, souvenirs. If you didn't know, San Marcos is known to be a very like hippie, very natural, very spiritualistic town. So you'll definitely find that kind of culture or that kind of vibe if you're looking for that. A lot of people do find it a little bit off-putting because it seems kind of like really chill. So if you're looking for something a bit more lively, maybe look elsewhere. But I heard there is still a bit of like a night scene here too.
Okay. So at the end of the walking street, all of a sudden we just came out to what I'm expecting is the port. This looks like the port to me. I mean, so far I feel like San Marcos is like two streets, like an L-shaped street. That's all I've really seen. I'm like, are we missing more? But I think it really is just this small, which is one of the main reasons we chose it. We wanted like a little small, quaint place that was gonna be pretty quiet. It's good for us.
These must be all the boat collectivos that we were told about. Because Nicole and I like drove here, we actually haven't really taken a boat yet. So we heard that to go from one village to another here and around Lake Atitlan, you can just like jump on these boats. They're almost like buses.
Yeah.
That will take you from one stop to another.
Yeah.
And all they do is just yell out. I can hear them. They like, yeah, they just yell out the next place they're going to,
Yeah.
and you just hop on.
I heard them say, or I think I've heard them called lanchas. Does that sound right? Lancha?
I have no idea.
Pretty sure I read that. I think they're called lanchas here.
Originally, our plan for this day was to bring you along for lunch and explore the town a little more. However, things got derailed in the best way when we made friends with another traveling couple. We decided to put the camera down so we could properly enjoy time with our new friends as we shared drinks and travel stories at a nearby hostel. We knew we couldn't stay late though because our next adventure had a very early wake-up call.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are once again up super early to go on a sunrise hike. I feel like we just did this.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a while. But I know we did it for Akatananga.
Yeah, which seemed like a long time ago.
Until the alarm goes off.
Until the alarm goes off. Until I went off this morning. I feel like, why do we keep getting up for sunrise hikes?
Because they're the best.
So today's activity, we are going up to the Indian Nose, no, the Mayan Nose. Mm-hmm. It's a very famous hike here in the area. We should be able to get to like a nice viewpoint on, I think, one part of Lake Atitlan and be able to get an awesome view of the sunrise.
Yeah. We've read that this is the top thing to do in all of Lake Atitlan, if you're a sunrise views kind of person, which we are. So, I mean, it had to be done. Honestly, I feel surprisingly good, considering my alarm went off at 2:45. And it was like, good evening, Nicole. I'm like, yes, good evening. I actually feel pretty good.
Evie's coming with us. Are you ready, Eve? You ready to go?
We're going to go on another hike.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, she's ready.
She's ready. She's excited. She already had a very early breakfast. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna
coming.
And you're coming with us.
Well, walking down the stairs from our Airbnb to the car, which is like maybe 50 steps, was scary enough for me this morning in the pitch black. So I'm really glad we actually chose to get a guide for this morning. You can do the Mayan Nose hike by yourself, we've read, but they really highly suggest you don't do it by yourself at sunrise. So we found a guide online. His name is Edwin, and we are going to go pick him up, and then he will direct us to the trailhead to get this hike going. Good girl. Holy smokes. Do you have one chasing us?
I think so.
Wow.
So this. Oh wow.
This is so cool.
So we're really learning that there are quite a few street dogs around this area here in San Marcos. And this is one of the reasons why you don't walk around at night.
Yeah.
Because you can just encounter a pack of dogs like that, and maybe they're just not happy that someone is sneaking in their territory at 3 or 4 in the morning. This is one of those times where I'm really glad we're traveling Central America in a car.
It's kind of funny, like 2 minutes before we got to this part of the road, we were just saying like, wow, there's no dogs, hey? Like no dogs are out. And then it's like we came up to, well, I mean, there's probably maybe 10 dogs that we just passed. They're like barking at the car. We've had once before, we never caught it on film, but we had once before dogs in Mexico chase our car and like bite it, like bite the car. There's literally dog teeth marks in our car. So I'm a little traumatizing from that. So I was scared. I'm like, I think you should keep going. Like, don't let the dogs attack the car.
Yeah, those dog teeth marks are really gonna hurt the resale value of our 2008 Toyota RAV4.
This car has character for whoever wants to buy it when we're done with it. Good morning. Good, how are you?
Yeah, Edwin, Miko.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Good
to meet
morning.
you. Good morning. Come on in.
Can you open the back? All right, just like that, we're here.
We have arrived in the very sleepy town of Santa Clara. There's not many people here today. This van here arrived as soon as we got here, and a bunch of other tourists came out, so we won't be alone on the trail. But Nicole's getting a stick right now because apparently there might be some dogs in the trail, as expected. And the first part of this trail will also be a little bit of a steep decline. It might be a little bit slippery.
Oh, there's someone? Yeah. I cannot imagine doing this by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I would feel so lost and honestly super scared.
When we were doing a lot of research online, they say you really can do it by yourself because there's nothing stopping you from getting to the top. You do have to pay some fees because you're going to be crossing into other people's land or some private territory, and they usually charge a fee for that. But they say like go navigating with a guide is a lot easier to make sure you pay the right fees to the right people, and also you don't get lost because there's a lot of trails here. Even in the dark here, we're noticing that the trail braids off in different directions, so it'd be very easy to take the wrong one, especially in the dark. I just cannot imagine this would be a worry-free experience.
The first like 20 minutes of this was super easy, and now it is straight up. Whew. It's like stairs though, which is good because we got a lot of rain last night. And this would be, whoa, super slippery.
Mayan face.
It says we're going to the nose of the Mayan face. Edwin was telling us that the name that like a lot of Westerners, or I should say Americans, have given this place is the Indian nose. So when we were doing some research, we saw that a bit online. But the name that the people here prefer is the Mayan face, and this is the nose of the Mayan face that we're headed to. But in the Mayan language from here, it is called
Kistalin.
Kistalin. I always forget these words. Like Kistalin, which actually means crystallized or crystal. And everyone was telling us that that's actually to do with the water here that is like crystal clear and was used for drinking water and also to grow vegetables. So I thought it was pretty cool. A little history lesson on our hike.
He's very excited.
She's honestly so stoked. She doesn't know why. Like, she's so excited. She's pulling me up this mountain, which is honestly very nice because we've moved to switchbacks with stairs. It's hard. Quick hike, but it's hard.
Oh, getting close.
Oh,
I see your welcome sign already.
Hey. Right.
Derecha arriba.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Oh, we're in for a good sunrise.
I think so too. Oh my god.
Congratulations.
Dang, this is cool.
Yeah. Good job, Evie.
Way to
Thank
go.
you, Edwin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
baby.
Wow, good job, Eve.
Wow, we have made it. That was not a bad hike at all.
No.
I especially for the view that you get up here.
The sun is just rising.
Yeah.
The lake is just starting to look blue. And then I love that we can see all the cities spotted right around the lake. Like
Yeah.
the lights are on because it's still dark enough for that.
And in the distance, I think were you just about to say that? I could see like Volcan Fuego already
Yeah.
erupting.
Volcan Fuego, just in case you're not aware, it's a volcano that we hiked right next to it, Volcan Acatenango, a while ago.
Yeah.
But Volcan Fuego is active and it's always erupting, and we can see it from here. Like,
Yeah.
dang on.
Yeah, even though it was a 3 a.m. wake up, this has been so worth it.
Time to relax. Okay?
Life is good right now. Oh, I even got coffee. I got the dog. Oh, I got a sunrise in Guatemala.
Your wife?
I got my wife. She's there too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. If we can have coffee, she can have a treat.
Oh, lucky girl.
She's got a good view as well.
She does, yeah. This is so magical. I wish I could stay here forever. Edwin, when we got up here, he was like, you can enjoy the view and then I can tell you about the place, or we can, like, I can tell you about it while we're looking at the view. And we're like, no, after. I'm so glad, because you feel like sunrises are gonna last a while and then, geez, they're fast.
Yeah.
So we've already, like, the sun is already up. It's still beautiful and glowing and golden, but I already feel like it's so high.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video and are further convinced that there is just so many things you can do here in Guatemala, and the outdoor experience is truly unparalleled.
Yeah, it's incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, we hope you do that. We will catch you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching.
Lake Atitlan is already living up to its name as one of the best travel destinations in Guatemala, but we're just getting started. In the next video, we'll be further exploring the lake with an adventure on kayaks before visiting some of the Maya villages surrounding the lake to get a better understanding of the vibrant cultures that have existed here for thousands of years. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload.
There you go.
Are you gonna work with Mom? Mom, what are we working on today? You're my best colleague. Don't tell your dad.
I gotta say, it is pretty nice to have a dog in the office.
Oh, I love it so much. Yeah. Although I might not be as productive as I used to be without her.
Hard to say.